All right, day 8. This week we're going to be working on a lot of dribbling. So basically, I'm just setting down a bunch of cones. I'm taking 3 steps, then dropping a cone. 1, 2, 3, then I drop a cone. So you will need cones in today's activity or just objects to lay down. So I'm first laying down the first layer of cones. And I'm going 1, 2, 3 for the second layer, and I'm trying to alternate the cones to where like I have to zigzag. If I beat one cone, I'm going to run into the next cone, basically. So I'm offsetting each layer. But it's basically 3 by 3. I'm laying down different types of cones or objects. Okay, and again, I'm trying to offset it to where whenever you lay down a cone, like this is the third layer. So essentially it'll be a bunch of like triangles and diamonds. So 1, 2, 3, drop, 1, 2, 3, drop. Yep, just stagger them so that whenever I get some good running speed going, I'll be able to work on dribbling with my head up, seeing where the next defender is, and I could use some sort of skill to get around them. So if you have cones, cool. If you don't, use toys, shoes, socks, clothes, whatever object you want to dribble around, do it. If you're trying to do this exact drill, you do not have to do this exact drill if you do not want to. This is just to give you ideas. This is what I just did for day 8. I really liked today. It felt really good physically. I slipped a lot because, as you can see, it is very cloudy out. It's rainy out. So the turf is slippery, and kind of like indoor turf shoes that I have don't have that much grip when it's this slick. So I will slip a couple times. I got my notebook with a bunch of skills that I want to do. There's about 11 different skills I'm going to be going through, and so on. So the first, I do everything for 45 seconds in this case, but it's all right foot. I'm turning around cones with the inside, outside of my foot. Again, 45 seconds of just dribbling. I'm focusing on dribbling with my eyes up, my head up. Obviously, you cannot see really well because it's overcast, very cloudy, and dark. So I might, edit the film a little bit to brighten up the film. But basically, I got my watch on, 45 seconds. Of dribbling only with the right foot, turning with the inside, outside of my foot to be able to keep the ball close to me and turn away from the opponent. I got to use the inside, outside of my foot surfaces, okay? Once the timer's up, I do 45 seconds of dynamic warm-ups. So high knees in this case. I'll do butt kicks as well. I'll try to do like at least 2 dynamic warm-ups during this time. This is another way to warm up. Instead of just warming up straight away and then going into your activity, you can do it in between. Because a lot of these dribblings are going to be dynamic stuff anyway, so figure out how to warm up anyway. So that first activity is just running, that's just jogging, essentially. But basically I'm running with the ball inside, outside the foot, 45 seconds. Sometimes I do forget to set my timer to hit the watch, like I'll click it, but I guess I didn't hit it too hard, but you won't hear the audio in those kinds of cases. So I will go until I feel like it's 45 seconds or I feel a little bit tired, like I can feel my heart rate going. Okay, same thing, but this time it's all left foot. So dribble with the left foot, mainly dribble with my eyes up. I'm using my peripheral visions to see where the next defender is. Ideally the next cone, so the cone represents a defender, or the next space I'm going to dribble in. I'm dribbling with my head up. My eyes are not facing the ground or the ball. I'm looking at my surrounding for the most part. Okay? Basically using the peripheral visions to scan for ball opponent teammate space and the goal essentially in the later ends of this drill. Okay? And I'm using, again, inside, outside of my foot to dribble, to push the ball around cones or turn around the cones, etc. When I'm in the space, I'm using my pinky toes, my laces, to dribble into space, but I'm trying to keep the ball close to me as possible because that's when I feel the most comfortable and under control. Once I lose control, that typically looks like when the ball rolls too fast away from you. When you're taking like multiple steps between touches, I don't want that. I want to take at least one step between each touch, if that. So that's how much control I want. Opening the gate and closing the gate and during this dynamic warm up. Okay. But this is where you can practice really well with dribbling with your head up, dribbling with the intent to scan for specific things so that you can dribble around it. It's uncomfortable at start, but you will get comfortable over time, and that shows you where your development is. Okay, because the game completely changes this for you when you don't stare at the ball. When you're able to scan your surroundings while playing the game, you become a phenomenal player who uses their IQ and skill to execute their decisions. Essentially, you climb another tier of talent. Okay, so now I'm trying to use both feet now. I'm dribbling sometimes with the right foot, and I'll go with the left foot, but I'm trying to focus on turning with the inside, outside of my foot to protect the ball from the opponent. But again, I'm using right foot sometimes to turn, then I'll take it with the left, and then turn with the etc. So I'm just changing feet here and there. But I'm trying to be creative. This is where it doesn't have to be so robotic. I can add different skills. I can add different fakes and movements. I can do it as many times as I want to, or I can go build up speed and find something else, some other cone or defender to attack. But mainly I'm visualizing myself like as if these are real defenders in a game, etc. I got to believe that I want to use these skills and improve. Kick straight, kicking out, and I'll probably do sweeps here as well. All this stuff is helping my recovery speed too, because it's about 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off. By the end of it, you're going to see that I get really tired, because this is a really, really good workout. It takes a lot of energy to dribble at your running speed and use a lot of skill. It takes a lot of energy out of you. "45 seconds on, 45 seconds off." The next one is going to be more skills related now, the stuff that you're going to see commonly in the game. So push, chop. So I dribble, try to generate enough speed, chop it from one foot to the next. If this is basketball, it's just a crossover from right hand to left hand, or in this case, left foot to right foot to left foot, etc. But I'm trying to generate enough speed before I chop it from right to left or left to right. But notice I'm adding a fake. I'm adding deception before I chop it and push. Sometimes I'm adding different skills before I do it. I'm bending my knees, so I'm faking a shot, faking a pass before I chop it and push it. You did it correctly when you chop it. It goes from the ball rolls from one foot to the left. One foot to the next, and it rolls enough to where you can push it with your pinky toe out into space. So whenever I'm chopping it about on the top curve of the ball with the inside part of my foot or big toe area to then push it out into space with my pinky toe. Karaoke. Trying to have so much control over my body when I do that chop push. That's why I'm trying to deceive my opponent. I want to hide my intentions of passing or shooting before I chop it and push it. I don't know really the main names of these, but essentially that's what I call it, because I'm using the inside of my foot to chop the ball, and then I'm pushing my pinky toe to push it into space. These were karaoke and side shuffles for this round of dynamics. Moving on to another commonly used skill, basic skill, that it could be so effective if you use it. Just like the chop push, but this time I'm pulling it and pushing it into space. So I'm pulling it with the sole of my foot. So fake shot, pull it, push. Use the left foot dribbles, pull it back to my other foot before I push it. And this is really good to help you change direction. Both of those skills, chop push and pull push, will help you dribble around opponents because you are changing directions. Can you do it at speed though? So I'm dribbling, trying to generate enough speed, and I'm trying to change directions unexpectedly by pulling the ball back towards my other foot before I push it out into a different space. I'm changing direction, going right before I go left. I go left before I go right. This is where I'm feeling it the most, so these are going to be a lot of breaks. So 45 seconds for the most part to recover. I'm trying to move during this time too. So quads during this case. Eventually I'm going to start dribbling around to help me recover and not be on the ground for so long. But yeah, master the basics. There's a reason why I'm dribbling with the right foot only, the left foot only, then alternating feet, because that is the basics of dribbling. Dribbling with your pinky toe. Getting your head up, chopping it with the inside of your foot, turning with the outside of your foot. So ideally big toe, pinky toe, in those respective turns. But getting your head up, that is the basics. Master the basics, you'll be really, really comfortable with dribbling. Then you can add different change of directions. Now I'm chopping it with the inside of my foot, pushing it out into different space. Now I'm pulling it, pushing it out, and changing space. If I keep the ball tight to me, it's going to be difficult for the opponent to steal the ball from me. And getting them to change speed will effectively neutralize their athleticism. Doesn't matter how fast they are. If I'm changing speed on them, they can't generate enough speed to get past me. Okay, quick little break. I'm bringing my water over, my phone over as well, so I can monitor the battery life of the GoPro. This next skill is I call it a stop push, because I'm stepping on top of the ball to stop it from moving, and then I push it into space with either the inside of my foot or the outside of my foot. It's a really good exercise. It will take a lot of energy out of you. 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off, basically, to increase my recovery speed. So I stop it and I push it. Sometimes I'm going to drag it, and so you see there's like a half of a second pause whenever I stop it. So stop, pause, then I drag it, I'm out. Stop, push it, etc. Okay, again, it doesn't matter how big, fast, athletic a person is. If they constantly have to stop and go and change directions, it doesn't matter. And you can keep the ball close to you, it's going to be perceived as if you are faster than that person. Because you're very creative. It's difficult to take the ball away from you, so they gotta exert a lot of energy just to do those things to keep up with you. So again, stop, push it, etc. Those three things so far: chop push, pull push, and stop push. You get those down, you're already becoming an excellent player just by doing those things. But it starts with the basics of dribbling with the inside, outside of your foot. You trying to get comfortable with all surfaces of your foot: inside, outside, sole, laces. Okay, this is where I'm starting to do less dynamic warm-ups and dribbling. Just walking and taking touches. And during this time, I'm trying to look up and not look at the ball at all. Can you walk with the ball without looking at the ball? All those things will help you, again, improve your vision while dribbling, your comfort level while dribbling. You can just walk around the house with the ball, just like that, just to get comfortable with touching the ball without even looking at it. The next skill I'm going to do is step over. And I will for sure slip on this. It's too slick out there. Okay, so I dribble, step over, push. Sometimes I'll do a single or a double. So basically I'm running past the ball where the ball goes between both my feet. I'm bringing my feet together before I use the outside of that foot to touch it into a different space. Again, a change of direction move. I just did a double there. So single, single, scissors, into a step over, into a step over. Okay. So there's different ways you can use it. I'm just going to be a little creative. I'm trying to keep it basics. Sometimes I can't help myself by adding different skills before I use it. Like that, I did a scissors into a double step over. You can do a step over where you take it with the outside of your foot or the inside of your foot, etc. Eventually, towards the end, I'll do the combinations of it. Okay? And again, it helps you dribble at speed and quickly change speed and turn on a dime. It's going to be difficult for the opponent to defend you. If you're predictable, then obviously it's going to be easy to defend you because you're telegraphing what you're going to do. So that's why I keep the ball close, keep your eyes up, dribble and change speed at a fast rate so you're unpredictable. Don't be so predictable. Add deception, add a fake shot, add a fake pass before you do all those things. Swing the leg, be creative, add your own style to it. Same thing, recovery, dribble with my head up for about 45 seconds to get my eyes up. Eyes up, practice it while I recover. The next one I'm going to do is the reverse L. Basically, I drag it with one foot and make an L with the ball. Pull it down, then push it out. And I'm trying to push it out into space, etc. Single leg L's. So I dribble, drag it, push it into space. I'm pulling it down and pushing it out into space. And it's all behind my leg. The pull down goes, the ball starts in front of you. And then when you do the first motion of the L, you're pulling it down and behind your standing leg. And then you're pushing it out into space behind that standing leg. You're just drawing a letter with the ball. Again, I'm trying to keep that ball close to me. I add a fake shot or a fake pass to hide my intentions like that before I drag it out and push it into a different space. My main focus is control. I need my vision to be up, see everything around me so I don't bump into cones or, in this case, defenders. I'm trying to look for the moment to create opportunities, to release the pass, to find a space to explode in, to shoot it, and so on. This is how you can be creative, to be a playmaker. Because every time I get the ball, my intention is to create goal-scoring opportunities. Ideally assists that lead to goals or goals itself. Recovery, this is something I typically do. It's like touch, touch, roll. Touch, touch, roll. I'm trying to get my head up the whole time. Don't even look at the ball. Look at my surrounding area, etc. Touch, touch, roll. Touch, touch, roll. Okay, to get really, really familiar with the ball. Break. Okay, the next round is more attacking moves. The first 7, 8 different skills and activities we just did were all things to help you dribble, change direction, and just to be comfortable on the ball. This next round's all attacking moves. Okay, moves where you do when you're in space, you have a ton of speed, you're one-on-one with an opponent, You're trying to beat that opponent to create more goal scoring opportunities for yourself or for the team. These are my favorite. I love doing most of these skills, but my main two favorite skills are literally scissors and the Iniesta. First round, I'm going to do the scissors. You will see me do this a lot. I love the scissors because you can add so much deception to it. It's very difficult for the opponent to know where you're going to go. Sometimes I'm going to do a single, sometimes I'm going to do a double. Sometimes I'm going to take it with the right, sometimes I'm going to take it with the left. Again, every time I'm running, the ball is super tight to me. I'm trying to change my speed, trying to add deception by swinging my foot over the top, around the top curve of the ball, either with 1 foot or 2 feet. I'm trying to get low as well, to push off 1 foot, to make it seem like I'm going to one side, right or left, etc. Whenever I'm messing up, it's because like I'm not getting my foot around the top curve of the ball quick enough. So it's going to hit my heel and all that kind of stuff. But I want to be on top of the ball so that whenever I'm doing my scissors, I still have control of taking a touch elsewhere if an opponent decides to dive in. If the ball's rolling too fast in front of me and I'm reaching for the scissors, then the opponent's going to just steal it easy every time. Same thing, touches, dribble, work on each foot. You can do rolls, you can do whatever you want to. Just don't look at the ball. Next move is the Messi feint. You're moving your body weight on one side of the ball before you push it out into space. All he does is just use body feints to beat people. For the most part, he's really good at selling the body feint. Okay. These are just different moves for you. I don't use all of these at the same time. Sometimes I do a lot of combination moves, but I definitely do the scissors a lot. So Messi feint is just a fake. Oh, no, this is Iniesta, sorry. So Iniesta, I can stop the ball. I'm dragging it with the inside part of both feet. It's a quick 2-touch. So 1-2, 1-2 with the inside foot. I'm dragging it from one foot to the other quickly as possible. Sometimes I will set you up and stop the ball to bait you in, and then I just quick 2-touch around it, around your reaching leg to bait you in, to dive for the ball, to try to stab at it, and then I quickly drag the ball away from your reaching leg and push it into space. Essentially, you're making like a right angle, L, but you're pushing it out in space in front of you. If you watch Iniesta, most of these skills are named after some of the professionals that this is like their favorite move, and they constantly use it all the time. So Iniesta is Andres Iniesta from Barcelona, one of the greatest midfielders of all time, attacking midfielders of all time. You just watch him, and he's really, really good at dribbling around people. The man was like 5'4", maybe 5'3", somewhere around there, maybe 5'5". But small player, but no one can take the ball from him because he was so good at dribbling, keeping the ball tight to him, and dragging the ball away from people's reaching legs. So it goes to show you that it doesn't matter about your size and athleticism if you're very technical on the ball. Messi is the same thing. Messi's like 5'3" to 5'5", one of them. Very, very short guy. Used to play for Barcelona as well. But he did a body feint a lot, to where now that's like the signature move for him. Keeps the ball tight to him, lunges really hard, moves most of his body weight on one side of the ball before he pushes it out in space. So like that, I'm dropping my shoulder, etc. There's so many different names for this, but most people call it Messi feint. Try to keep the ball close to me before I lunge and push it out into space. Oops. It's slippery out there. The rain tried to hurt Coach T. Sometimes I use two fakes like that, where you fake the outside touch, but then you drag it with the inside of your foot. It's kind of like a hesitation. There you go. I faked it good. I'm faking inside or outside touch. You're trying to deceive your opponent. Okay? Because you want them to be off balance in a way before you push it past them. Because again, that's the deception of you being faster than that person, even though you may not be faster than that person. Your advantage is getting them off balance, getting them to dive in before you drag the ball out away from them and push it into the space behind them before they can recover. If you're smarter and more technical than someone, then you will outplay them every time. Their physical ability doesn't matter. It helps, but their physical ability does not matter if you're thinking multiple steps ahead tactically and you are far superior than them technically. The last attacking move that I typically use is a rollover. So I'm just rolling over the top curve of the ball and roll it into space or roll it to my other foot. You could do a single, you could do a double, whatever. Doesn't matter. I'm just trying to walk with the ball, recover for about 45 seconds before I go again. This is a really good workout to push you. You can set your timer to whatever. It doesn't have to be 45 seconds on, 45 seconds off. That's just to help me improve my recovery rate so that I can do these things more often. It's only day 8 and I feel way better than day 1, let me tell you. But basically, I'm just trying to try different ways of rolling the ball over, add fakes, add shots. I'm trying to slip, hurt myself. One leg roll over or 1 foot roll over. Before I push it out into space, I can roll it to the other foot and push it with that foot. There's so many things. Here I'm trying to roll over a chop, like the Neymar, where he just roll it, chop, like I roll over a hop chop behind the foot. Neymar does that a lot too. So like just exploring different ways to be creative with that skill. So break, and then this would be the last rounds of the training today. So basically, I'm going to do combination skills that lead to goal. It takes a lot of energy out of you, so I'm trying to set a timer for 2 minutes. So ideally, for 2 minutes, can I do as many skills as possible to get a shot off in that range? And then ideally jog back or walk back and then do it again within that 2 minute time frame. I think the goal was get 4 shots off within 2 minutes from dribbling, etc. And I did 3 rounds. So 3 rounds of this. The breaks are going to be a little bit longer because they're going to be about a minute to a minute and a half recovery break before doing it again. And then I try to add on different elements each round. And by the end of it, I get tired. And I try different shots too. Hard shots, placement shots, chip shots with both feet. Okay? I'm going to move this stuff out the way so that I can use all the cones to dribble in, and that those items are not interfering with what I want to work on. Again, 2 minutes. You can set the timer to whatever you want to, but for me, 2 minutes of work is good because the heart rate really gets going and so on. So 2 minutes, I want to dribble without falling around, down, and all that kind of stuff. Try different skills, different combinations of skills, and so on. If I mess up, I just come all the way back to the beginning and reset. I messed up here, didn't like it, so I'm coming back. Again, dribbling at full speed, while trying different skills. Um, will get you in shape, one, but it is very difficult to do. So the more you do it, the more you practice it, the more you'll be able to be creative and try different skills. Scissors, iniestas, all that kind of stuff. And finish with the left foot. I'll try to call out all the combination skills that I'm doing. But work on it. Try to dribble from like 20 plus yards of this. Trying to cover as much ground as possible while doing it. Step over, scissors, roll over. I messed up. Reset. We don't do that. Roll over, scissors, double scissors, iniesta, chop, push, messy feint, go. Get the ball and then jog back for your recovery. Again, 2 minutes of work. Step over, iniesta, roll over, single leg scissors, chop, push, iniesta. That one's like a lot of iniestas before I place it into the corner. Messy feint, chop, push, fake iniesta into fake messy feint into iniesta. I was ideally trying to do my skills back to back that leads me into space. It's all about going forward. I'm not trying to do a skill in place at all. I'm always trying to break lines on the dribble, beat my opponent, and go forward with my skills. So whatever the skills that I need to do to execute, it's the intention to break lines, to beat the opponent, and get me closer to the goal. I do not want to do skills in place at all. That's a big no-no, because I'm not going anywhere. There's no purpose of it. Okay? Want to do my skills, explode into space, try another skill, change directions if I need to, and so on. Different types of combinations to get my opponent off balance so that I can push it past them and then finish. These were more like place shots or like shots with power and so on. It takes a lot out of you doing this. So I need about a minute to a minute and a half of recovery. I got my headphones on, so I'm jamming, and I'm mentally motivating myself to keep pushing myself. It's all about psyching yourself up and so on. This round, we are going to juggle the ball up, kick it up high, control, and then go after it. Get your skills going on and finish. I'll try different types of finishing for sure. So kick it up, inside the foot chop. Good, iniesta, step over, iniesta, L, double leg V, push, scissors, vinosh with the left foot. Lots and lots of skills. I'm trying to get back to the middle at least, like the white line or beyond, before I start again. This time I'm going to use my left foot to kick it up, I believe. Yep. Left foot, kick it up as high as possible. Inside the foot chop, step over. Roll over, scissors, single leg. Iniesta, top. That was a chop into Iniesta, and I placed it hard into the side netting with the inside of my foot. Takes a lot out of you. But it's so fun to do this kind of stuff. That's why day 8 is really, really good. You should try it. Same thing. Kick it up super high. Inside the foot control. Half volley. Dribble. Iniesta. Single leg scissors. Iniesta. Messi feint. Eee! And I try to place it with the left. I definitely missed it. Try to dribble the keeper and placed it with the left foot and went wide. I think this is that was number 3. So this is the 4th one, I believe, I'm going to do here. So this is 8 total so far. Kick it up, outside the foot. Chop, Iniesta. Roll over into a double scissors. Just dribbling everyone. Chop, push, Messi feint, and then place. Same thing, like dribble around the keeper and try to place it into the corner. This is, I think, break time here. But yeah, 4 on for about 2 minutes. And then take a break, minute and 30 seconds. Again, every time you can see I'm trying to get it into space. I'm trying to go forward. I'm trying to score or I'm trying to assist. If I'm breaking lines on the dribble, I'm attracting a lot of opponents. That gives my teammates more time and space to make runs off the ball and position themselves to be able to score. And I just need to do my job of giving them the ball. Because that's mainly the roles that I typically play as the midfielder, like the attacking midfielder, a 7-11 or a 9, because I have the ability to hold on to the ball, dribble, and be creative to create a lot of opportunities for not only myself, but for others. But I tend to enjoy creating for others more than myself. So basically, I'm showing you how I got better and super comfortable with dribbling. And being creative. It's like stuff like this. Again, I'm visualizing myself dribbling around real opponents or real situations, even though there's no opponents here besides cones and a goal. So that is super, super key. I want to be out here. I want to be doing this kind of stuff. This is not punishment for me. This is just me trying to establish discipline and showing off my passion of this is what the grind looks like. You just do this for every day for multiple years. You're going to get super good. Okay, last round here, last 2 minutes. Basically, I'm going to juggle, control, and strike it against the wall and work on my first touch. Then it gets going Messi feint, Iniesta, L, double leg V, and then I shoot it into the corner really hard. So I love doing that where I stop it, Iniesta, L, pull, push into space. I call it a double leg V because I'm making a V with both my legs. I'm drawing a V with the ball with both my legs before I push out into space and shoot it. Same thing, kick it up with the left foot, control. If I miss it, I get it under control. Receive it. I want to receive with my left foot here. So I use my left foot to receive, dribble, scissors, single leg, roll over, chop, push, turn with the outside of the foot, Maradona. Good, push it, pull, and then I shanked it. I struck it hard, but too high, missed it wide. Juggle up, control, cushion control. This time I struck it against the wall. It was too high, so I gotta do the shot again, or the kick against the wall again. hit it as hard as I can, touch, Messi feint, roll over into his scissors, and then a chip. It looks like I scored, but I definitely didn't. It went over. So now I'm trying to chip the keeper, trying different ways to score outside of power and placement. Power and placement was the first round. Dribbling the keeper was the second. This is chipping, trying different moments of the game of trying to score. Inside the foot control. Kick it again. Outside the foot. Drag Iniesta. Scissors into Iniesta. Scissors, push, pull, L. Just out here just doing all kinds of moves, man. A lot of scissors. And then again, try to chip. It looks like he goes in, but it went over. Just over the crossbar. Behind the goal. But you can see I'm starting from way back here and dribbling all the way to the goal. Can it get me to the goal so I can shoot or whatever? I got one more or one or two more in that I'm trying to do before it's over. Juggle. Outside the foot, inside the foot control. Messi feint, roll it. Roll. That's the Neymar chop. Doing all kinds of rollovers and turns. Getting more touches in against the wall. Spin with it. And then strike. Strike from distance. Powerful shot. And then I'm ending on that, I believe. Okay. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Keep it up. Peace.